Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a bit of a different video for you today. We're actually going to look at we're going to go look at some Vespas for my father-in-law. Yeah, he wants to grab a Vespa, so we're going to go to like, I think it's like 4 different shops today. The one's just down the road, so we're going to go down there, check them all out, take some photos, and I'll kind of like show him when I get home with like all the pricing and everything, and see which one he wants. He wants to start getting on the Vespa. So firstly, we're going to Steel Series, I think it's called. It's just here on the corner, and then from there, the problem is there's not much parking. Then from here we're going to go to Moto City. I actually don't know where I'm going to park. We're going to go to Moto City, then we're going to make our way to City Coast in Wollongong. This is where I bought this bike from Tim. Really nice guy. Then from there we're going to go out to Car Brothers, and then we're going to go to Quick Shift and just see what everyone's got, and just, yeah, like I said, shop around. While we're there, we'll probably look for look at some R1s. I don't know if I'm going to film inside. I'll try to get a little bit if I can. Enjoy the video. Alright, awesome. So we just got done at Indian Motorcycles of Wollongong. If you're in the area and you need like an Indian or like a VESPA scooter, or yeah, scooter, come down and see these guys. Ethan was the dude that was talking to me. He was super nice, super friendly. He gave me like a book, wrote all the prices for me, answered all the questions I had. Jeepers, didn't want to start. Yeah, so he answered everything that I was asking. Super friendly. I would recommend, if you are in the area, to see Ethan. So they were around, I think for the 150, it was around 5,800, and then the 200 was a little bit cheaper, I believe. Jeez, was a little bit cheaper, and then they had a 300, which I think he's going to be leaning towards. A 300 will suit him better, because like I said, he wants to just ride around town, like on a weekend, get a coffee, and then occasionally he wants to come out and ride with us to like Macquarie Pass and just like enjoy the ride. Where I think if you're on a 150, you're pushing like max 90 kilometers. So it's not like, it's not going to get you out of trouble, and if you're on the highway, you're just going to be like getting blown around. So I think you'll be leaning towards like a 200 or a 300 would be ideal for him. The ones that we were looking at yesterday were like a 300, and it was like 14 grand for like a Vespa. It's like so expensive. It's 27 degrees today. It's super warm. I am in my levers. So we're off now to Moto City, which I'm pretty sure they actually have Vespas. So we'll go check them out, and then we'll go to Tim in City Coast, and then we'll make our way to Albion Park. Then the plan is to get some photos, some videos for the socials, which if you're not following me, it's the same name as my YouTube. They're normally linked. Oh, Come on, buddy. They're normally linked in the description, or there's a link tree somewhere on the bio. So if you want to follow them, I'm going to start trying to post a lot more on them. I'm kind of a little bit slack a lot of the time, especially on Instagram. I normally only post a couple times a week, but I'm going to try and post a fair bit on that. And yeah, we'll go probably do a couple of laps up Macquarie Pass, just a solo ride. I got a new backpack that I'm like taking away with us on this 4-day ride, so I want to test out how allowed I have to have the audio for my external recorder. And then I just fixed my Insta360. So if you're in the market and you're buying an Insta360 and you use like this, it's a SanDisk Extreme, you're gonna have problems with the Insta360 turning off after like 15 minutes. You'll get like an error saying the SD card's too slow. And I spent like a lot of time Googling it, trying to figure out how to fix it, and I just couldn't find a solution, so I just kind of got a different card which is a lot faster, and that seemed to fix the problem. So the card was just the SanDisk Extreme and the Extreme Plus, just too slow for the Insta360 because you're recording at 5K. They got a car park there, I think. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna skip Moto City for a second. We'll come back to Moto City. I'm gonna go. That can be the last stop. But yeah, as I was saying, so if you're on the SanDisk Extreme or the Plus, you're only getting 90 read, and it's just not enough. Like, I was having trouble after like 15 minutes or even 10 minutes sometimes. It would just say the card is too slow for what I'm trying to do, because you are recording in 5.7K, so it is too slow. The one I got is the Samsung Pro, and I think that reads 130, and ever since I've had that, I've had no problems. I tested it about 5 times yesterday, and that all worked fine every time. They're awesome. So they're like the scooters, Vespas that he's looking at getting, like something like that. I'll put a photo up of the actual one I've got, if anyone is in the market and looking to buy an Insta360, because on their website it doesn't really they don't really help you out that much. They just say, oh, format the files, and the recommended SD cards don't even work. So I'll probably make a full video on that, just explaining all of that in the near future. But that's just the way I fixed it, so hopefully that does help someone. Like, there's nothing worse than going and get a new camera or something, buying an SD card, and then taking it home, going to record, and then it doesn't even record. So hopefully that does help someone, and yeah, we'll make a proper full in-depth video on it in the near future. I've got a couple of videos I want to get out within the next couple of weeks. I want to do like a year review. I'm coming up on January the 16th or the 15th or something on a year owning the MT-07, and I absolutely love this bike. So I'll do a full review on that. I'm not going to bore you talking too much more. I'm just going to cut to when we get to Tim's. I'm not sure if I will record in there again, but I'll just give you the rundown of the Vespas and that once we get out of there, and then we'll jump on the highway and go out to Albion Park. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace. They didn't have any Vespas, but the guy I was talking to was super nice. Tim was with a customer, so I was just chatting to another dude at City Coast, and we're just talking about like R1s and S1000s. So they've got a demo. They've got the demo S1000RR, the 2023, next week, so you can actually test ride it. So because I'm still on my P's, I won't be able to test ride it, but if you just go down there next week, I think Thursday or Friday, if you're in the area, they actually have one on the floor, so that would be pretty cool if you wanted to test ride that. The guy was just saying it's really hard, it's a hard one to pick between, because I'm like, do I get the S1000RR or do I get the R1? I'm just like tossing up, because he was saying because the gears are so high, the like first gear is so tall in the R1, like you just around town, you're in first gear the whole time. It's really twitchy. You can't, like, you're just in first gear. Even if you're like doing Macquarie Pass run as well, you'll be first gear. The seating position is really aggressive, but there's the stuff you got to like think about when you're buying a sports bike is what are you actually buying it for? Like the S1000 would be a much better bike if you're commuting and you're riding long distances, I reckon. You got like the heated grips, cruise control, like it's a better bike, I think, for that kind of stuff. But what we do is we normally just ride from our house to Macquarie Pass, have a little bit of fun in the twisties, and come home. That's all we really do. We don't go for like 4 or 5 hour rides and just sit on the bike the whole time. So it is hard to pick, especially not being able to test ride any of the bikes. And then the weight on the R1 is a lot longer than the S1000 because they're not making as many. I think you're looking at, I think he said 6 months, 4 months, 5 months, around that, where the S1000s are coming in every 2 months. You only have to wait like a month or two beforehand. So I don't know, it would be good to actually test ride one if I like knew someone that would just like let me ride it up the street once. The thing is, I've sat on the R1 and it just feels like the bike for me. Like even though I haven't even ridden it, it just feels like I would really enjoy it. Where like it's a lot cheaper to maintain, a lot cheaper for parts. It's just a hard decision. So that's what I'm really thinking. I'm leaning towards an R1 right now. But anyway, we're going to quick shift now. It's going to be like a lot of highway riding for about 20 minutes. We're going to go to quick shift, and then we're going to make our way to my uncle's shop at Car Brothers, and then we'll go hit Macquarie Pass, do a couple of laps, and then come home, and that's basically a wrap. So I won't bore you with a bit of highway riding. I will get back to you once we get to quick shift. Oh, they didn't so they basically didn't have any Vespas. They had a couple of scooters, but they're 125cc, and I just think that's going to be way too slow for my father-in-law to what he wants to do. So they didn't have any. They had a BMW 400 C400X, I think it was called, and that like had cruise control and heated grips as well. Had a pretty, it was like a pretty nice bike, but he's just after like that Vespa look. So we'll go see Quick Shift. I don't even think they have any scooters. Moto City's the place that got Vespas, but they're quite expensive, man. They're like 14 grand for a Vespa. Had a bit of a bust with the scooter Vespa. We did get a couple of prices on a couple, but we're just going to basically go hit Macquarie Pass. I don't know if this will be joint in the video. If you've made it this far, consider subscribing, leaving a like and comment. There's plenty more content coming this year. Got big plans this year. I want to grind the YouTube and all the socials, see where this takes us. If you want to be part of the journey, hit the subscribe button, and see you in the next one. Peace. Check out this view.